This video is about how to safely and consistently load, unload, and check your handgun. We're walking through the actual process step by step. How to rack the slide, lock it back, insert a mag, through chamber checking and unloading. This isn't flashy, it's not tactical, it's foundational. And it's how confident, professionally minded users build their habits. I want to draw the gun to the ready, so I'm going to clear my cover garment, clear the gun, come to the lock position, come forward here into the ready position, and now I'm in this gun handling position. From here, I need to make sure I can rack the gun. So I'm going to go heel of the hand, fingertips on the slide serration. I'm going to push forward and pull back and do a rack like that. To have a more efficient motion, I can go in a circular motion. So I come up here, I pull back and push forward, and then I finish the circle, ending in a full firing grip on the gun. To lock the gun open, I need to rotate my hand on the gun slightly and then push up on the slide stop here. While I'm pushing up on the slide stop here, I rack it back. Once it goes to the rear, the slide stop goes up into the little slide stop notch on the slide. To release it, I can either hit the slide stop or I can pull it back and rack it, and the slide will go forward. So I should practice that. I'm gonna get a couple racks in, and then I'm gonna get a couple locks in. Make sure that I can lock that easily. The next thing that I need to work on is my magazine. So I can acquire my magazine with the correct grip, the fingertip to bullet tip on the front, and then here, the base of the magazine on the heel of the hand. I will come up here, fingertip to pinky to guide the magazine into the gun, and then I insert it in one swift motion like I mean it. To release the magazine, I'm going to push on the magazine release button with my trigger hand thumb. On a Glock, one of the things I need to make sure that I do is, if you look here on this side, as I push the magazine release, it pushes out the other side. If I grip on top of that, I can't push the button. So I have to make sure that I'm not interfering with the button on the other side as I release it. So again, I'm gonna insert it like I mean it, and then I can release it. I have racking, I have locking, I have inserting, and I have releasing the magazine. Now we can get into the actual loading of the gun. So the loading of the gun is, I'm going to acquire the magazine, insert it like I mean it, come over the top and rack. From here, I wanna check and make sure everything is as I think it should be. There's a few different ways to do a chamber check. The way that I like to do it is, rather than clamshell grip, I'll come here and pinch, place my index finger there at the breech face, and I'll push forward and pull back just a little bit to see and touch the cartridge in the chamber. Once I've verified both visually and physically that it's there, I will push it forward. From here, I can remove the magazine and check to make sure the magazine is in the condition I want it to be. There are other ways to do a chamber check. Obviously, many guns, including a Glock, have a loaded chamber indicator. Obviously, you can touch that and it'll give you an indication whether the chamber is loaded. Some guns don't. My preference is to use a skill set that is universal regardless of the gun that I'm using. So it'll work on a 1911, it'll work on a Glock, work on a SIG, it'll work on whatever is the gun that I'm using or carrying. Some people prefer other ways. They'll come here forward of the chamber and push back. They'll use a different hand. There's a bunch of different ways you can do a chamber check. Whatever you do, just do the same thing every time and make sure you're not putting your hand in front of your muzzle. And then from there, I would go on for the day or shoot my drill or whatever I'm gonna do, and then an unload. When I do an unload, there's lots of different ways to do an unload. And this is a more simplified version. The first step is always to remove the ammunition and stow it. And then from here, I'm just gonna lock it open. So I'm gonna lock it open, and then I'm visually and physically gonna inspect the gun to make sure it's unloaded, and I'm gonna follow the path of the bullet. I'm gonna go magazine well, nothing's there. Breech face, there's nothing there. Chamber, there's nothing there. And I'm gonna use my pinky to follow the path of the bullet. That is the most important step. You always have to do that visual and physical confirmation with the locked open gun. There are other ways that you can do a unload of a gun, and that's perfectly fine. Just make sure it's consistent in the same way every time. To review, to load, I acquire my magazine, I insert it like I mean it, I come over the top and rack. The gun is loaded. To verify that, I'm gonna pinch on the rear, index finger goes on the breech face, I look and see what is in the chamber, I confirm that it's in there. To unload, I remove the magazine and I stow it. I then come over the top and I lock it open, and I visually and physically confirm, following the path of the bullet, that the gun is unloaded.